Welcome to European Entrepreneurship and Innovation at Stanford University. Today is Monday, February 12th. This is session 5 in our 2018 season. My name is Burton Lee, and today we're very pleased to present an all-Swiss session. Would like to thank Mind the Bridge, who, as I announced last week, has come on as our industry European partner this year. Marco, we've placed your logo on our website. Thank you for your support here, to you and Alberto for our program. So if we could give a hand to Mind the Bridge, please. Thank you. And also an announcement that this coming September is the 4th European Innovation Day that Mind the Bridge is hosting here in the Bay Area with leading policy government people out of Brussels from various European governments and corporates and startups. It's at the Computer History Museum. Before we get into the details and the guts of the session, just a few slides of introduction about what many of us think about when we think of Switzerland, some of the more famous, iconic Swiss trademarks and images. How many people here own or have owned a Swiss Army knife? Right, yeah, okay. Amazing brand. How many here have attempted to climb the Matterhorn? I said attempted. Okay. I did the Klein Matterhorn. Does anyone know what kind of cheese that is? It says Gruyere. Okay. Not to be confused with American cheese. Okay. Big difference. Let's see, watches. We'll talk more about precision machinery, precision mechanics, the long tradition of that in Switzerland. The Swiss castle, Chillon. My father took me to visit this castle along with my sisters back in the early 1970s. Amazing place. Hütte, if you're going to climb the Matterhorn, this is where you spend the night beforehand. It's a mountain hut. You take the tram or you climb all the way up to Mountain Hut, several hours climb. You get up at 4 or 5 o'clock and you do the Matterhorn. It's one of the network of alpine huts across Switzerland, Germany, Austria, which are absolutely amazing. Swiss technology, some very pioneering work done in Switzerland in the aerospace area, which I think we don't always remember. Picard came through the Bay Area, actually. How was it, 2016 that he flew his aircraft around the world, Solar Impulse. Pretty amazing technology and feat. We're going to have a special Swiss guest artist. Where's Monika? There, yes, here actually. So we have a live Alphorn. This is not just for show. We're very pleased to welcome Monika here as a local Swiss resident in the Bay Area. Jungfrau Joch, another place my dad took me back in the early 70s, some of the places in Switzerland he loved. We'll talk a little bit about the Swiss universities. This is EPFL in Lausanne. Our session today is going to be based mostly around the Zurich region, so German-speaking Switzerland, but we need to acknowledge that Switzerland covers many different languages, traditions, and cantons. Swiss cows, of course, the universities. We'll talk mostly about ETH Zurich, although we will say a few words about EPFL. And we can't talk about Switzerland without mentioning milk chocolate. I've been very pleased to see Swiss chocolatiers going into dark chocolate in recent years. That's my personal favorite. And of course, fondue. How many here have had fondue? Swiss, okay, yeah, it's another amazing culinary treat. And back to some of the fine mechanic tradition coming out of Switzerland. So as I mentioned today, our focus is on Swiss startups and corporates, growing national startup ecosystems via corporations and universities. We're very pleased to have 3 speakers with us today. Penny Schiffer has flown in all the way from Zurich last night with Mitch and her 3 kids. So baby is there, sleeping. 2, 3. Hi guys, thanks all for supporting Penny and her coming here. Leah von Bitter, also out of Zurich, but based here in the Bay Area, doing very interesting women's fertility, women's health startup. Andrea, Fossati, Parquery, out of ETH Zurich, also here working with Swissnacks for a few days. We're very lucky to get all 3 of you, so thank you very much for supporting our session here. Yes. So Swisscom is one of Switzerland's major corporates. The corporate scene is becoming very important for the growth of the European startup and innovation ecosystem. We spend a lot of time in this program focusing on startups, not as much on corporate. So today, Penny's going to share a little bit with us the corporate perspective, as a member of the internal corporate team, on why they're working with startups and what the benefits have been and the challenges and culture change in Swisscom. This map up in the upper left corner is a map of the major language regions. The big orange region is German, green would be French, Italian is purple here, and then the Romanish is scattered through this part of Switzerland. We'll be talking mostly about Zurich up here and about Lausanne today. Special guest artists, again, we've already mentioned Monika, so we're going to ask you if you could do your first piece now, please. Okay? If we could please welcome Monika Ryser of the Alphorn.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, thank you for...
Professional Alphorn player. I don't think there are any professional Alphorn players, but I'll do my best.
Okay. Is this a formal tune you've written? Is there a name, or is this...
No,
this is
no name.
okay, this
so,
is...
the Alphorn only has natural tones, so you can't play a regular tune because you only have natural notes. You don't have the whole scale like on a trumpet or anything. I don't have keys.
Okay. And what kind of wood is this Alphorn made of?
Pine or fir.
Pine, okay.
I'm not sure. So this is usually they're made out of a tree that's grown on the hill. So it grows like this. They cut it off, they cut it apart, hollow it out, put it back together, and usually they're surrounded by wicker, some kind of wicker. This one is not. It's a little more simple. They make newer ones now. I'm attempting to go to Switzerland this year and hopefully get a carbon fiber Alphorn.
Carbon fiber Alphorn.
Wow. So I'm talking,
okay.
Innovations. They're much easier to transport and much lighter. And yeah, hopefully it sounds good too.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Monika. So a little bit about what's happening in Europe. For those of you who have a hankering to learn yodeling, you can now get a formal yodeling degree at a Swiss university. I'm curious, this is very interesting for us. Is this you guys know how this is working? It's a master's in yodeling, or?
And he's teaching there. Yeah.
No, sorry.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, so I've been also asked to give a shout out for a book which has come out of Switzerland with Stanford professor Larry Leifer being co-author on design thinking. We've had a strong partnership with the business school in St. Gallen, the Hochschule St. Gallen, in the area of design thinking for many years, and this is one of the collaborations that has come out of that relationship. Let's talk more about the fine mechanic tradition of Switzerland, which is known best today from the watches, the very fine precision, fine-tuned watches, which aviators and many other people have been buying for many years. These are absolutely beautiful pieces of work, technical work, craftsmanship as well. What is less widely known is that this tradition goes back several centuries in Switzerland. And specifically, this is one of the earliest examples of fine mechanic coming out of Switzerland, which predated, this was made by a Swiss watchmaker in the 1770s, Pierre-Jacques Droz. and is considered one of the earliest examples of a computer. It's programmable. Basically, this is a writer, and you can program the hand, I'll show you where, through this wheel to write different words and sentences. It's an absolute marvel of technical craftsmanship, but also invention, mechanical engineering from, again, the late 18th century. So this is a close-up of what the programming wheel looks like. If you want the little boy to write a different sentence, you put in different keys with different letters. So you can actually program this to write different words. It's very ingenious. And so this is the deep tradition in Feinmechanik out of which the Swiss watch industry comes to us today. However, it is under threat. Today it was announced that the Apple Watch sales for the fourth quarter of 2017 surpassed sales of all Swiss watches from last year, from all Swiss watch companies. This is perhaps not unexpected, but the question is, what does this do to the future Swiss watch industry? It's not clear. So this is one way which Silicon Valley and Europe and Switzerland are tied together in terms of, how the disruption we bring can sometimes undermine centuries of tradition and community in countries other than ours. Let's talk a little bit about technical universities. The École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne was founded formally in 1969. It's ranked, it's ranked number 12 or 11, depending upon which rankings you're looking at, of universities in the world. What makes this interesting for me, it's one of the few examples of a European country essentially establishing, funding an entire new university based on some roots there, but an entire university and bringing it to world-class level through sustained investment over decades. There is no other continental Europe country that has done that so consistently. And EPFL is one of the crown jewels of Europe. And it's an example of great European science technology. We cooperate very closely between Stanford Engineering, Humanities and Sciences, and EPFL and ETHZ as well. This is Zurich, so this is where Albert Einstein spent some time. I wanted to show you some numbers about the economic impact of the university system, the ETH university system, which includes EPFL and Lausanne. This was from a report which was published in November of 2017. The ETH domain is considered ETH Zurich, the EPFL, plus a number of smaller universities. The number I want to focus in on here is the number of spin-offs that are still surviving today from all of these universities, primarily ETH and EPFL, 659, which were founded and established and are still running as of 2016, including all prior years. So this is not the number of companies established, founded in 2016. It's what exists in 2016 plus companies that have been founded before that. Just to give you a sense of the economic impact that this university system is having across Europe. These companies, 659 companies, estimated to employ 6,600 people directly, so that's approximately an average of 10 people per company. I suspect if you took the average number of people employed by Stanford or MIT spinouts, the numbers would be much higher than 10 people per company, but we would probably also have much higher failure rates than the Swiss spinout companies.